Chosen One, your enemies are gathered now at this very moment, planning the final attack against your life. A spiritual trap has been set in your path for the next 48 hours, and if you do not understand what is happening, you will lose the greatest opportunity of the last 7 years. A powerful figure is arriving with a shocking offer: money, doors, access, public recognition, and the enemy knows it. That is why he is desperate. That is why he is trying to strike you down before this offer reaches your hands. Listen carefully, because what you are about to hear in the next few minutes will literally change the course of the next 21 days of your life. You were prepared for this moment. Every sleepless night, every cry in the shower, every humiliation you swallowed in silence, every door that slammed in your face, none of it was by chance. It was spiritual training. It was the universe refining you like a rough diamond for the day a powerful person would recognize something in you that no one else can see. And that day has arrived. The energy has shifted. The signs are everywhere. If you are watching this video now, understand, it was not a coincidence, it was a summons. Your false friends, those narcissists who pretended to love you while sabotaging your every step, are in a panic at this very instant. They feel the change in the air. They perceive that your light is returning with an intensity that blinds them. And what they fear most is exactly what is about to happen to you. A public victory, wide open, impossible to ignore. A victory they will be forced to watch from the front row, biting their tongues, swallowing their own poison. A victory so great it will rewrite your family history for 3 generations. Now take a deep breath, because from this moment on I am going to reveal exactly what is to come, how to prepare, and why there is a specific trap the enemy will try to use against you before this blessing arrives. Pay attention, because every word here was delivered with purpose, and what you do with this information in the next 48 hours will determine whether you receive the offer or spend your entire life regretting letting it slip away. You need to understand an absolute truth. All the pain you have lived through until today was preparation. It was not punishment. It was not a curse. It was not bad luck. It was violent, surgical, calculated spiritual preparation. The universe does not waste suffering. Every tear had a function. Every rejection had a purpose. Every loneliness had a meaning. And now all of it is about to make sense in a way that will leave you breathless. Think with me. If that opportunity you wanted so badly 3 years ago had worked out, you would not be available today for what is coming. If that person who abandoned you had stayed, you would have remained asleep, anesthetized, far from your real purpose. If that job you lost had lasted, you would be trapped in a golden cage, unable to recognize the giant door that is now about to open right in front of you. If that investment you made and lost had succeeded, you would have settled into a life too small for the soul you carry. The closed doors were not failure. They were violent redirections. They were the universe grabbing you by the collar and forcing you out of a mediocre path to put you on the route to something grand. You cried because you did not understand. You felt rejected because you could not see. You thought you were unlucky, that you were cursed, that there was something wrong with you. But every no you received was a much larger yes being prepared in the wings of the invisible. And here is the point that needs to go deep into your mind. The offer that is arriving is not about money alone. It is not about status alone. It is about access. It is about entering rooms where the decisions that shape realities happen. It is about meeting people who open doors with a single call. It is about a complete change of direction, not an upgrade of your current life, but a migration to an entirely new life, at a level you cannot even properly imagine today. Except there is an absolutely serious problem. And it is about this problem that I need to warn you now. Many chosen ones reach this moment and cannot receive. Not because they do not deserve it, but because they were trained for decades to live in survival. And when abundance knocks on the door, the body goes into shock, the mind goes into sabotage, and the soul tries to run back to the familiar, even if the familiar is misery. This is biological. This is psychological. This is spiritual. And if you do not deal with this now, you will sabotage the greatest blessing of your life without even realizing it. That is why I prepared the Missão Estela for you. Missão Estela is a 21-day practical challenge created specifically for people like you who feel they came with a greater purpose but still live with this sense of emptiness, of displacement, of an internal calling that no one understands. For 3 weeks, you will awaken your soul, remember who you truly are, and activate your cosmic purpose with daily reflections, simple practices, powerful declarations, and self-knowledge exercises that transform your sensitivity, your signs, and your restlessness into absolutely clear spiritual direction. This is the armor you need to put on now before the offer arrives. The link to the ebook is in the first pinned comment right below this video. Go there now, secure yours, and come back here to write a single comment. I am ready to receive. This comment is your commitment to the new phase. Now listen carefully to the next warning. The powerful person who is arriving is not who you imagine. It is not the face you expect. It is not the scenario you drew in your head. The universe works with surgical surprise. This figure will appear in an unexpected way. A message you almost ignored, a meeting you almost cancelled, a seemingly trivial conversation in a seemingly ordinary place. And that is exactly where the test of perception lies. If you are distracted, with low energy, with crushed self-esteem, you will not recognize the moment when it arrives. This person carries real influence. They have the capacity to open doors that you, alone, would spend 20 years banging your head to get near. They move in circles where their one word is worth more than your entire trajectory of effort. And most impressively, they will recognize in you something that you yourself do not yet properly recognize. They will see authenticity in a world of masks. They will see resilience in a world of quitters. They will see raw potential that no one else had eyes to see. Why? Because this person was also once you. They went through the same crossing. They suffered in the same loneliness. They were betrayed by the same types of false friends. And when they look into your eyes, they will recognize a brother in arms. They will recognize the soldier who survived the same battle. And it is this silent, almost telepathic recognition that will unlock the offer. But here comes the hardest and absolutely crucial part. You must immediately stop behaving like a spiritual beggar. You must stop begging for crumbs of attention, of approval, of space. The frequency of someone who is about to receive something great is not the frequency of lack. It is the frequency of readiness. It is the posture of someone who knows they deserve it, without arrogance, but with absolute dignity. And now I need to give you the most important warning of this video. Pay attention, because this will happen to you in the coming days. Before the real offer arrives, the universe will apply one last test, a false trap. And this trap will come disguised as a blessing. It will look good. It will look right. It will look like what you have waited for so long. But it is not. A toxic person from your past will reappear. Someone who has already hurt you will return changed. They will come with convincing excuses, a repentant look, sweet words, promises of transformation. It could be an ex-relationship. It could be a former partner. It could be a false friend who vanished when you needed them most. It could be a family member who wounded you deeply and will now appear with a cinematic face of regret. And this person will seem different. They will seem healed. They will seem deserving of a second chance. It is a trap. And I will teach you exactly how to disarm this trap. But first I need you to understand why it exists. The universe needs to know if you have learned. It needs to confirm if you're not going to throw away the new phase out of longing for a small version of yourself. Hold on to this information tightly, because at the end of this video, I will give you the complete map of how to identify and disarm this trap without falling into it. You need to reach the end absolutely focused. When this powerful person appears, they will not test your technical intelligence. They will test your energy. They will test how you behave when you are recognized. They will observe if you become desperate, if you sell yourself cheap, if you accept less than you are worth just out of fear of losing the chance. Or if you keep your spine straight, your gaze firm, the quiet certainty of someone who understands that this opportunity is also luck for them, not just for you. And this is where most chosen ones fail, because decades of scarcity taught the body to contract in the face of abundance. Decades of rejection taught the soul to doubt any blessing. Decades of betrayal taught the heart to flee from any outstretched hand. If you do not deal with this now before the offer arrives, you will sabotage your own blessing without even realizing it. You will make a nervous joke at the wrong time. You will ask for less than you should. You will doubt out loud. You will let the door close out of fear of walking through it. The greatest challenge of this new phase will not be winning the offer. It will be being prepared to accept it without trembling, without shrinking, without apologizing for existing. You must learn to receive with the same naturalness with which you learn to give. You must learn to occupy space with the same ease with which you learn to fade away. You must learn to say yes to abundance with the same firmness with which you learn to say yes to sacrifice. What separates those who receive the blessing from those who lose it is not merit. All chosen ones deserve it. What separates them is the ability to sustain frequency. It is knowing how to stand tall when the universe says, "This is yours." It is not breaking down in tears of disbelief. It is not running away because you feel you are not worthy. It is simply reaching out your hand, receiving with gratitude, and assuming the new place without apologizing for having arrived there. That is why I reinforce here, chosen one. Missois Stellar is the exact tool for this preparation. 21 days for you to learn to receive without trembling. Go to the first pinned comment now, get yours, and start today. Every day delayed is an opportunity lost. Every great opportunity carries within it a test of character. No one rises to a spiritual level without passing through a sieve. And the test that accompanies the blessing that is arriving is a test that has already brought down thousands of chosen ones before you. I need you to understand every layer of it so as not to be another number in the statistics of those who lost everything on the inside at the exact moment they gained everything on the outside. The first test is the test of pride. When the offer arrives, you will feel an almost uncontrollable urge to tell the wrong people. You will want to prove it. You will want to show it. You will want those who doubted to swallow their words. And I understand that desire. It is human, it is legitimate, but it is spiritual poison. Because the moment you open your mouth to prove something, you hand over the energy of the blessing to people who do not have the capacity to sustain that frequency. And they, even without meaning to, will contaminate the process with envy, with doubt, with invisible sabotage. The second test is the test of haste. You will want everything to happen immediately. You will want results the next day. You will want to enjoy now what needs to ripen behind the scenes for weeks or months. And if you force it, you break it. The blessing has its own germination time. Respect that time. Do not push, do not force, do not try to accelerate. The river flows at the pace of the river, and when you try to hurry the river, you build dams that later burst violently. The third test is the test of external opinions. As soon as this offer manifests, a chorus of voices will appear out of nowhere. People who vanished for years will reappear with advice. People who never achieved anything will want to teach you how to do it. People who hate you will pretend to love you to get close. And if you are not anchored, you will start to doubt what you know. You will start to dilute your decision to please. You will start to give away pieces of the blessing so as not to seem arrogant. Do not do that. Shield your energy. Choose who has access to your life with the same selectivity one uses to choose a heart surgeon. The fourth test, the subtlest of all, is the test of humility. You need to stay simple while growing absurdly. You need to stay accessible while entering closed rooms. You need to stay grateful while abundance grows around you. Because the minute you start looking at people over your shoulder, the minute you start forgetting the ground you came from, the blessing begins to evaporate. Silently. Without warning. Because the spiritual lineage withdraws what the spiritual lineage delivers when the bearer forgets they were merely a bearer and not the owner. Now let's talk about something almost no one talks about. This new phase is not about you alone, it never was. When a chosen one rises, an entire lineage rises with them. Your mother, your father, your children, if you have them, your siblings, your nephews and nieces, people you do not even properly know who share your blood and your family history are going to be touched by what happens to you in the coming weeks. This is what they call the transfer of generational wealth. It is not just money. It is consciousness. It is healing. It is the breaking of old patterns that imprisoned your family for generations. Perhaps your grandmother prayed her whole life for a relief that only arrived now through you. Perhaps your great-grandfather carried a pain that was only resolved when you decided not to pass that pain forward. You are the turning point. You are the portal. You are the watershed of a family history that no one else had the courage or the time or the faith to divide. And that is exactly why the responsibility is gigantic. You can no longer live as if it were just you. Every decision of yours reverberates backward and forward in the lineage. Every commitment you make to your evolution is a vow you make for generations that have not even been born yet. This is weight. This is sacred. This is what separates the common chosen one from the chosen one who sustains their own destiny. Your family, even those who do not understand you today, will be impacted. It may be that some celebrate immediately. It may be that others pull away because your new frequency bothers them. It may be that those who always underestimated you remain silent, humbled by your victory. Do not worry about their reaction. Worry about your posture in the face of the blessing. Worry about using every inch of growth with purpose, with responsibility, with service. Because the offer that is arriving is not for you to waste on vanity. It is not for you to use as a trophy against those who hurt you. It is for you to use as a lever that lifts people, a lever that generates opportunities for others, a lever that gives back to the world what the world is now delivering to you. A true chosen one never rises alone. A true chosen one opens the door for the next ones who will come behind. That is why I prepared the Missão Estela for you, chosen one. Because this journey of the next 21 days is exactly the bridge between who you are today and who you need to be when the offer arrives. It is not about believing in yourself more. It is about remembering who you always were before the world made you forget. The ebook is in the first pinned comment right now. You have two absolutely definitive choices. Either you cross this final test alone, without structure, without a map, without armor, and you run the extremely high risk of losing the blessing that is just days away from arriving. Or you take the tool I prepared specifically for this moment, enter the journey today, and come out the other side ready to receive everything that is already yours by spiritual right. The responsibility is now entirely yours. Go to the first pinned comment, secure your Missão Estela before this window closes, and comment below I accept my mission. The time is now. And here is the decisive moment, the reason why I recorded this video. Because there will be a moment, and you will recognize it when it happens, when the opportunity will present itself unequivocally. It will be a window, it will be a proposal, it will be an invitation, and it will require a response in a short time. It will not be a decision that can be postponed for months. It will be fast, it will be direct, and it will test everything you have learned up to here. In that moment, you will feel three things at once. You will feel euphoria, you will feel fear, and you will feel doubt. All three emotions will appear together and try to confuse you. Euphoria will want to make you accept without thinking. Fear will want to make you retreat. Doubt will want to make you delay, and you need to recognize each of them so as not to let any of them dominate you. The path is this: act with faith but act with balance. Trust but maintain discernment. Accept but negotiate with dignity. Do not run. Do not flee. Do not beg. Occupy the space with the naturalness of someone who always knew that would be theirs. Because deep down you always knew, you just forgot. And this video, these words, this vibration are the reminder. And now I need to remind you of what I promised in the middle of this video. The false trap, that toxic person who will reappear disguised as sincere regret before the real blessing arrives. How to disarm it. Listen carefully, because this knowledge is worth more than anything you have ever heard. The trap is disarmed in silence. Do not respond immediately. Do not return contact. Do not open the emotional door. Leave the message there. Feel your body. If your stomach tightens, if your breath becomes short, if that old feeling of oppression returns, that is the absolute confirmation that the person has not changed in essence. They changed strategy. They learned to disguise themselves better. But the energy is the same. And your body knows. Trust your body. It is the most precise oracle you have. After feeling, you make the conscious decision. It is not revenge. It is not resentment. It is lucidity. You thank them internally for that person having played the role they played in your story, because without that pain, you would not have sought what you sought, and then you move on. Without dramatization, without a speech, without a long justification, move on. Because the new phase has no room for revisiting cemeteries. The new phase is construction. And you will build something so grand that this person in the future will look from afar and understand without you needing to explain anything, exactly what they lost. Pay close attention to this closing, because it will seal everything you have heard until now. You did not arrive at this video by chance. You are not hearing these words by coincidence. Every sentence you heard was encoded with a specific frequency that only activates in those who are ready. And if you reach this point, you are ready. Full stop. The powerful person is arriving. The offer is formatted in the wings of the invisible. The transfer of wealth is authorized. The false friends are in a panic. The narcissists are losing control. The former tormentors will be forced to watch your public victory. Wide open, impossible to ignore. Giant doors will open. Unexpected money will arrive. Recognition will come from places you never even imagined. And the only thing separating you from this new chapter is your decision to prepare today, now, without delaying, without procrastinating, without making excuses. You were trained your whole life for this moment. Every scar is a medal. Every loneliness was a lesson. Every closed door was a redirection. Every betrayal was a sieve. And all of it brought you here, to this exact second, hearing these words, feeling this different vibration in your chest, understanding in some deep place in your soul that yes, it is now. It is your moment. It is your absolute turning point. Do not let anything or anyone take this from you. Not the false friend who will reappear. Not the narcissist who will pretend to have changed. Not the internal voice that will try to make you doubt. Not the fear that will try to shrink you. Not the past that will try to pull you back. You are a chosen one. And the chosen ones do not go back. The chosen ones cross over. Take a deep breath now. Place your hand on your chest. Feel this certainty. And make the decision you need to make today. The first pinned comment is waiting for you. Missão Estela is prepared for you. The new phase is ready for you. The only question that remains is, are you ready for it? If the answer is yes, you already know what to do. And if the answer is yes, write in the comments below now. I am the chosen one and my time has come, because from this instant on, absolutely nothing in your life will be as it was before. Absolutely nothing.